Do you see this? It's a charge of an Oura ring. Funny thing is I can't actually even find the ring at the moment, but I used to swear by this thing. I was such a huge advocate for this product because it worked. It helped me with my energy, it helped me with my sleep, until it didn't. What's kind of funny with this whole obsession of measuring ourselves is that it actually started with the space program at the end of the 50s. You see, NASA needed to measure what human experience in space was going to be like, so they had to develop all of these tools for biometrics. Suddenly, every biological process became a data point. Every part of the human experience in that specific place became something to be tracked. By the Apollo program, they could measure every tiny change in an astronaut's heart rate, even when they were working on the moon. But you see, what's interesting here is that this idea that if I can measure something, then I can understand it and control it, well, it spread far beyond its original intentions. By the mid-70s, psychologists started to notice something funny, which was that when you start measuring something, it can often happen that the measurement becomes the point of focus and we lose connection to the experience itself. So that means that if I'm going out for a run every day and I'm tracking myself on my watch, eventually the results that I get on the watch becomes more pleasurable than the run itself. And I share this with you because I lived it myself. At one point I was wearing this Garmin watch, which I found in a basket of tech products that I have down here. I also had the Oura ring, I also had a Whoop strap, I also had a continuous blood glucose monitor, and I was using all of these things to help improve my performance. And at the beginning, it helped a ton. I got a lot of amazing insight and data on my energy, on my sleep, on things that might have an impact on my mood and my cognitive performance. But it actually started to make me weaker rather than stronger, because I had this perception based on what the data points gave me and the algorithms gave me of what my optimal performance was. And I was constantly trying to optimize for that, to try and stay within that optimal performance range. So it made me very fragile, because if my day suddenly changed, or if I got woken up in the middle of the night and my sleep score was going to be terribly affected, I was projecting forward that the next day was going to be poor as a consequence of that. So I started letting go of all of these tools and figuring out who was I within myself. Those scientists at NASA, they would have had no idea of the implications of their work. They were just trying to solve one problem at that time. What it did is it opened up this feeling that we could measure everything. And that's the kind of world that we're experiencing today, where everything is being measured and tracked. And what it's doing to many of us is it's actually depleting our own internal awareness, where we're often giving our responsibility to the feedback that the algorithms and the data points will give to us, and in many ways disregarding our own perspective, our own feeling about how we are in any given moment. So the issue here is actually not with the tools. The tools are wonderful. The issue is whether we're willing to do the harder work, and that's to actually bring our attention and our awareness inwards to become more understanding of how we feel throughout our given day and throughout our lives. Because in the end, no device can really tell you who you are. That's the internal game. And in truth, it's the only one that matters.